The most sold car in Europe right now is not German. It is not a Volkswagen Golf. It is not a Mercedes. It is not a Tesla. The number one on the list has been claimed by something so unexpected that German executives had emergency meetings when the data came out. That is why today we are going to reveal the top 14 of the most sold cars in Europe in 2025 with real registration data. Figures that destroy the assumptions of manufacturers and billions in marketing. Here we go. Place 14th, Volkswagen T-Roc, 142.0 units. We start at place 14 with the Volkswagen T-Roc, and this is a disaster for VW. It fell an 18% compared to the previous year. This was the supposed champion of compact SUV, but buyers are abandoning it in mass. Why? The 1.5 TSI engine has cylinder deactivation problems that cause excessive oil consumption. The water pump fails at 30,000 kilometers. The DSG transmission presents problems. The word spread and Europeans are choosing alternatives. But here is the interesting thing. The T-Roc is still at number 14 despite its problems. Why? Because the compact SUV segment is so massive that even a product that is failing in this category sells more than successful sedans. That tells you everything about where the market has gone. The average T-Roc buyer is spending 31,000 euros. That is 4,000 euros more than 3 years ago for essentially the same car. Volkswagen is extracting the maximum profit from a declining volume. It is a strategy that works in the short term, but it is destroying loyalty in the long term. Place 13th, Renault Clio, 148.0 units. Place 13 proves that small cars are not completely dead yet. The Renault Clio is hanging on thanks to competitive prices and hybrid efficiency. The E-Tech hybrid version represents 68% of Clio sales. This is notable because the hybrid Clio starts at 23,000 euros. It is not exactly cheap for a small car, but with a real fuel consumption of 3.8 litres for every 100 kilometers, buyers are calculating total costs, not just the purchase price. With fuel costs rising, the math works. The Clio survives where others died because Renault kept it simple. There is no revolutionary technology that breaks. There are no complicated systems. Only proven hybrid technology in a reliable package. Sometimes boring is exactly what buyers want. But even the Clio fell 12% year-on-year. The super mini segment is shrinking while buyers go cheaper towards Dacia or stretch towards compact SUVs. In 5 years, the Clio might not be on this list. Place 12, Peugeot 208, 156.0 units. At place 12 things get interesting. The completely electric E208 represents 35% of sales. It is the highest EV percentage of any mainstream model on this list. French government incentives are driving this. The ecological bonus of 7,000 euros makes the E208 almost competitive in price with gasoline versions, but there is a catch. The incentives are ending in 2026. When they do, E208 sales are going to collapse. The gasoline 208 continues despite the disasters of the 1.2 PureTech engine. Buyers either do not know or do not care about the wet timing belt failures that are waiting to destroy their engines at 40,000 kilometers. Peugeot marketing is overcoming mechanical reality for now. The average transaction price is 24,500 euros. That is premium money for a small car, but Peugeot exclusive positioning is working. Style over substance remains a winning formula if you can execute it. Place 11, Tesla Model E, 163.0 units. Place 11 is the first pure EV to break the top 14. But here is the shocking part, it fell 22% since 2024 despite price cuts. Momentum has stalled. Why? Chinese competition. The BYD Atto 3 offers 80% of the Model Y capacity for 60% of the price. The Xpeng G6 has better build quality and real quality control. The first mover advantage of Tesla evaporated. The Gigafactory in Berlin that produces the Model Y for Europe has been plagued by problems. Quality problems, labor disputes, production delays. Teslas built in Germany have worse build quality than those built in China. The irony is painful. But 163,000 sales is still massive for a vehicle of 45,000 euros. Tesla created the accessible premium EV segment and still dominates it. The question is, for how long? With Chinese brands offering better value and traditional manufacturers finally producing competitive EVs, the pressure increases. Place 10, Opel/Vauxhall Corsa 171.0 units. Place 10 surprises everyone. The Opel/Vauxhall Corsa, a car that many thought was dead, has quietly become the volume champion of Stellantis. How? By being cheap and available. Starting at €19,000, the Corsa is one of the last affordable new cars. It is not exciting, it is not innovative, it is not particularly good. But it exists. It is in stock and normal people can afford it. In the 2025 market, that is enough. The completely electric Corsa E is a complete failure. Only 8% of sales despite heavy marketing. Range of 220 kilometers in winter. Charging speed of 50 kilowatts maximum. Price of €35,000. It is everything wrong with European EVs in one package. Corsa buyers are 61% fleets and rental companies. Private buyers are not choosing it. Businesses buying the cheapest option are its volume. Volume without enthusiasm, sales without satisfaction. Stellantis will take it. Place 9, Volkswagen Golf, 189.0 units. At place 9 is the fallen king. The Volkswagen Golf used to sell 400,000 or more annually. This is not position 9, it is a catastrophic collapse of the most important product of Volkswagen. The disaster of the Golf 8 digital interior pushed away loyal customers. No physical controls, haptic buttons that do not work, infotainment that crashes constantly. VW took everything people loved about the Golf and eliminated it for progress. The mild hybrid versions are selling well, but the plug-in hybrid and the electric ID.3 cannibalized sales. VW competed against itself and everyone lost. The Golf buyer who might have updated went to Skoda for better value. The average transaction price is €35,000. The Golf now costs what premium cars used to cost. It is still good to drive, it is still practical, it is still well built. But at that price, buyers expect perfection. The Golf is not perfect, it is frustrating. Place 8, Peugeot 2008, 201.0 units. Here things get shocking. The Peugeot 2008 sold 201,000 units, outselling most German competitors. This is the car with the engine that destroys itself. However, it is the 8th most sold vehicle in Europe. Marketing beats engineering. The 2008 triumphs because it looks expensive. That dramatic design, the 3D instrument cluster, the flashy front. Buyers see style and ignore the time bomb of the 1.2 PureTech under the hood. They will discover their mistake at 40,000 kilometers when the wet timing belt disintegrates. Peugeot is extracting maximum profit before reputation catches up with reality. The average transaction price is €28,500. That is €6,000 more than a mechanically superior Hyundai i20N, but the Hyundai looks boring. Style sells. Reliability does not until it does. The electric E2008 is 22% of sales, helped by French incentives. But with 310 kilometers of claimed range delivering 190 kilometers of reality, these buyers will become EV haters in a year. Peugeot is destroying future EV adoption for quarterly numbers. We reach the middle of the top 14 list of most sold cars in Europe in 2025. The next 7 include even greater surprises. SUVs dominating, sedans collapsing, and a Romanian budget car crushing German premium brands. The number 1 has surprised the entire industry and put executives in emergency meetings. We continue. Place 7, Renault Captur, 218.0 units. We continue with place 7. The Renault Captur is the small SUV that nobody loves but everyone buys. It is automotive vanilla. Inoffensive, forgettable, acceptable. And that is exactly what Europe wants. The Captur triumphs through aggressive pricing and massive discounts. The list price is €24,000. The real transaction, €19,500 after incentives. Renault loses money on each one, but makes it up in volume. Wait, that does not work. They are buying market share with profits they do not have. The E-Tech hybrid dominates sales with 71%. It is not a good hybrid. Jerky clutchless transmission, poor refinement, questionable reliability. But it achieves 4.2 litres for every 100 kilometers and costs thousands less than the superior system from Toyota. Price beats quality every time. The fascinating thing is that the Captur sells more than the Nissan Juke and the Renault Arcana combined by 4 to 1. Same platform, same engines, same problems, different bodywork. Buyers want this specific shape. Car buying is completely irrational. Place 6, Volkswagen Tiguan, 231.0 units. Place 6 includes the outgoing model that was dismissed with massive discounts and the new generation that nobody wants. It is an accounting victory, not a market one. The new Tiguan is a disaster. VW eliminated physical controls completely. Everything is tactile or by voice. The steering wheel has no real buttons, only haptic surfaces that activate randomly. Owners are returning the cars as unusable. The forums are wild. But here is the evil genius of VW. The old Tiguan was still in production until June of 2025. Dealerships discounted it €8,000 to clear inventory. Buyers consciously bought the old model to avoid the digital nightmare of the new one. That is how bad the new one is. The average transaction price collapsed from €41,000 to €34,000. VW destroyed margins to maintain volume leadership. They are celebrating being at number 6 while bleeding money on every sale. Volkswagen logic at its best. Place 5, Skoda Octavia, 238.0 units. Place 5 is the car that nobody talks about but everyone buys. The Skoda Octavia is quietly the best value proposition in Europe. A practical family sedan, well built at a reasonable price. The Octavia triumphs by being the Golf that the Golf should be. Same VW group, same engines, same platform, €5,000 less. Smart people know this. The estate version represents 62% of sales. Huge 700-litre trunk. Executive class interior space at Dacia price. Practical Europeans are choosing substance over style. It fell only 4%, resisting the sedan collapse better than any competitor. The problem is that the Octavia is boring. It does not sell emotion. The young generation wants SUVs, even if they are worse in every aspect. Image beats logic. Place 4, Citroën C3 Aircross, 245.0 units. Place 4, nobody saw this coming. A small and ugly SUV selling massive numbers. Why? It is cheap, simple and available. Starting at €17,000, the C3 Aircross is the cheapest new SUV you can buy. It is not good, but it exists. It is in stock at dealerships, delivering in days while Germans wait months. It is based on an Indian platform with technology from a decade ago. Questionable build quality, unknown reliability. Buyers do not care. They want the SUV shape at the price of Dacia. It worked. Stellantis is replicating the formula in every brand. The 7-seater version is 1/3 of sales. Large families with tight budgets have no options. Toyota is too expensive. VW does not make it anymore. Citroën is winning by default as the only player in the segment. Place 3, Dacia Duster, 264.0 units. The bronze medal goes to the Dacia Duster, the true compact SUV. Starting at €18,000, the Duster is selling more than the CR-V, the Tiguan and the Qashqai combined. The Duster triumphs by being honest. It does not pretend to be luxury, technology or adventure. It is simply an SUV that works at a price that makes sense. Real four-wheel drive, not a fake Holdex system. Genuine off-road capability, not urban pose. The 1.0 TCE engine of 100 horsepower is slow and noisy, but it is reliable. It lasts 300,000 kilometers with basic maintenance. Duster buyers know this and accept it. They want a tool, not a toy. Renault owning Dacia is a genius move. It let premium brands fight for margins while Dacia captures volume. The European market split completely, budget and ultra-luxury. The middle died. What market analysts did not expect was the demographic of the Duster buyer. It is not just young people with their first job or retirees with tight budgets. 32% are middle-income professionals who previously bought Volkswagen or Ford. Doctors, engineers, teachers, people who can afford more but choose not to. A Munich dealer reports something revealing: customers arriving in 2015 BMWs to buy a new Duster. Their argument is simple. Why spend €40,000 on a car that loses half its value in 3 years when I can have this for $18,000 and do the same? Depreciation tells the full story. A 3-year-old Duster retains 63% of its value. An equivalent Tiguan, 38%. The Duster is not only cheaper to buy, it is cheaper to own. The European middle class is doing cold math and reaching conclusions that terrify premium manufacturers. Place 2. Volkswagen ID.3, 278.0 units. Place 2 is a surprise, a German EV at number 2. Why? Discounts and desperation. VW is pushing the ID.3 to dealers at any cost. List price: €40,000. Real transaction price: €28,000 after manufacturer discounts and government incentives. VW is losing money on each one, but they need volume to show investors that the electric transition is working. The ID.3 is a frustrating product. 350 kilometers range claim delivering 240 kilometers in winter. Software plagued by bugs. Updates make things worse. Build quality inferior to the Golf but costs more. Buyers are disappointed. The reputation of VW in EVs is destroyed. Fleet sales are 64%. Companies buying to meet emissions quotas, employees hate them. They sell them as used with massive losses. It is an unsustainable cycle. VW is trapped. The quiet scandal of the ID.3 is the real cost of ownership. Volkswagen promises fast charges and reliable range, but owners report battery degradation of 15% in only 2 years. The warranty covers only up to 70% of capacity, leaving owners with cars that do not even reach 200 kilometers in winter. And here is the bomb: replacing the battery pack out of warranty costs €19,000. Almost the price of a complete Sandero. Resale values are collapsing because used buyers know these numbers. Volkswagen is offering battery warranty extensions for €3,500 additional, quietly admitting the problem. But buyers have already lost confidence. The forums are full of buyer remorse. The ID.3 might have high sales now, but it is creating a generation of customers who will never buy a Volkswagen EV again. Reputational damage will cost billions in the next decade. Place 1. Dacia Sandero, 247.0 units. And we reach number 1. The earthquake that the industry feared. A Romanian budget car selling more than every German premium product, every high-tech EV, every SUV. Starting at €13,000, the Sandero costs less than the option packages on German cars. It is basic, it is simple, it is honest transport. And it is crushing everything else. The Sandero buyer does not care about soft-touch plastics, digital clusters, or ambient lighting. They want 4 wheels, 5 seats and a warranty. No pretension, no BS, no €2,000 paint options. Just a car that works at a price that makes sense. The bi-fuel version that runs on LPG is 40% of sales. Fuel costs half as much as gasoline. The technology is from the 60s. It is literally old technology destroying cutting-edge innovation. The irony is delicious. But here is why this matters. The Sandero proves that European consumers are no longer rich. They are not choosing budget, they are forced into it. The cost of living crisis, inflation, energy prices. Reality hit. The premium car market was a bubble and it just popped. Dacia selling 247,000 Sanderos while BMW celebrates selling 50,000 3 Series tells you everything. The European market split completely, budget and ultra-luxury. The middle where profits lived is dead. This was not supposed to happen. Every manufacturer bet on premiumization. Moving up market, increasing margins, abandoning cheap cars. But consumers did not follow. They could not. Salaries did not keep up with car prices. The average new car now costs 65% of the median annual income versus 40% a decade ago. The success of the Sandero is forcing strategy reversals. Volkswagen is developing a €20,000 ID.2 in panic. Stellantis is expanding Dacia-based models across all brands. Even Mercedes is discussing entry luxury, which is premium pricing with poverty specs. But they cannot compete with Dacia on price. Their cost structures are too high. UAW wages, German benefits, legacy pensions, massive R&D centers, bloated management. They need €5,000 of profit per car just to break even. Dacia needs 500. The Chinese are watching this with interest. If Europeans are buying Sanderos over Golfs, imagine what they will buy when BYD offers twice the car for the same €13,000. The sales figures destroy every assumption about the European market. Premium is not winning, poverty is. Technology is not selling, simplicity is. German engineering is not dominant, basic Romanian transport is. Traditional manufacturers have two options: compete with Dacia on price, impossible with their cost structure, or cede the volume market completely. Death by irrelevance. There is no good option. They premiumize themselves into a corner. Meanwhile, Renault, which owns Dacia, is laughing all the way to the bank. They saw this coming and positioned themselves perfectly. Every Sandero sold is pure profit. Every competitor abandoning affordable cars is less competition. Genius or luck, it does not matter. They won.